When the hotel clerk said double occupancy, I knew my wife's solo business trips were a lie, so I stayed silent and built a case that would end a career. My name is Evan Cross, and I've spent the last 8 years building a life with a woman I thought I knew. I work in corporate compliance, the kind of job where you learn to trust documents more than people, timestamps more than explanations. It's made me methodical. Some would say cold. Lauren used to joke that I could cross-reference a grocery list. She stopped joking about it 6 months ago. Tonight, I'm sorting tax receipts at my home office desk. It's quarterly review season, and I like to stay ahead. Lauren's travel expenses are always a mess. Crumpled papers shoved into envelopes, dates smudged, merchant names half legible. She travels for work constantly now. Regional sales director, conferences, training seminars, client dinners. Sometimes she's gone 3 nights a week. I pull a hotel receipt from the envelope marked Denver, March. The Ashford Suites. 4 nights. Guest count. 1. Room type. Double queen. Total. $1,847, $52. Charged to her corporate card. I set it aside and keep sorting. Then I find another receipt. Same hotel. Same dates. Same corporate card number. But this one shows a different total. $1,847.50 plus a $120 incidental charge. And at the bottom, in small print, occupancy 2 adults. I stare at both receipts. My pulse doesn't spike. I don't feel anger yet, just the cold recognition of a discrepancy. 2 receipts. Same stay. One says she was alone, one says she wasn't. I photograph both with my phone. 3 angles, clear lighting. Today's newspaper in the corner of the frame for date verification. Then I slide them back into the envelope and go downstairs. Lauren is on the couch, laptop open, glass of wine half empty. She's in sweatpants and one of my old t-shirts, hair tied up, looking every bit like the woman I married. She glances up and smiles. "Still doing receipts?" she asks. "Found a duplicate," I say, keeping my tone light. "Same hotel, same trip. One shows a single guest, the other shows 2. Probably just an accounting error." She laughs. "God, their system is such a mess. I'll call reimbursement tomorrow and get it sorted." "Want me to handle it?" I offer. No, I'll do it. I need to follow up on a few other charges anyway." She closes her laptop. "Come sit with me. You've been upstairs all night." I sit. We watch half an episode of something forgettable. She leans against my shoulder. I keep my breathing steady. When she gets up to refill her wine, she takes both receipts from the envelope on the side table. "I'll deal with these tomorrow," she says, folding them into her pocket. I say nothing. I already have the photos. The next morning, I wait until Lauren leaves for work. Then I sit at my desk and pull up our shared bank account. Joint access, both our names, opened when we got married. I find the charge from the Ashford Suites and click through to the merchant details. It lists the corporate card number, the dates, and a confirmation code. I call the hotel. "Ashford Suites, how may I help you?" "Hi, I'm calling to verify a reservation from early March," I say. "Confirmation code, Delta 7923. It was under my wife's corporate card, Lauren Cross." "One moment, please." Keys click. "Yes, I see it here. March 10th through 14th. Double queen room. Is there an issue with the billing?" "Just confirming the reservation details," I say. "It shows double occupancy. Is that correct?" "Yes, sir. 2 adults checked in Sunday evening. Checkout was Monday morning." I thank her and hang up. 2 adults. Sunday through Monday. The conference Lauren attended ended Friday. She told me she stayed the weekend to explore Denver and decompress. She said she needed the alone time. I open our shared Google Calendar. Her entry reads, Denver Training Conf, Fry Sun. But the hotel checkout was Monday. I export the calendar week as a PDF. I save the hotel confirmation note in a Word document. Front desk verified double occupancy. 2 adults checked in March 10th. I sign it, I date it, I put it in a folder labeled 2024 Tax Backup and lock the drawer. Then I go to work. That afternoon, I sit in my office and think about patterns. 1 mistake is noise, 2 is coincidence, 3 is a signal. I pull up Lauren's calendar for the last 3 months. January, Phoenix Client Summit, WedFry. February, Atlanta Regional Training, MonWed. March, Denver Training Conf, Fry Sun. I cross-check each trip against her email confirmations, still sitting in our shared inbox. Phoenix Summit ended Friday at 3 p.m. Her hotel checkout was Saturday. Atlanta training ended Wednesday at noon. Her hotel checkout was Thursday. Denver conference ended Friday evening. Her hotel checkout was Monday. Every trip has an extra night. Every trip has a vague excuse. Networking dinner. Early morning flight was cheaper. Wanted to see the city. I open our shared rideshare account. We've used the same login since college. One family account. Both our phones linked. I scroll through the trip history. Most are normal: grocery store, her office, the airport. But on March 13th at 11:07 p.m., there's a ride from an address I don't recognize to our neighborhood. I Google the pickup address. It's residential. 30 minutes outside downtown Denver. I copy it into a notes file. Then I text Lauren's sister, Jenna. "Coffee tomorrow?" She replies immediately. "Sure. Everything okay?" Just want to catch up. The coffee shop is loud and anonymous. Jenna orders a latte. I order black coffee. We sit by the window. "So what's going on?" she asks. "You sounded weird." I show her my phone, the calendar, the hotel checkout discrepancies. I don't mention the double occupancy receipt yet. "She probably just extended her stays for sightseeing," Jenna says, but her voice is uncertain. "At 11 at night?" I ask. I show her the rideshare receipt. "This pickup address, do you recognize it?" She stares at the screen. Her expression shifts. "That's Derek Halstead's street," she says quietly. "Who?" "Her boss. Well, not her direct boss. VP of Sales Operations. He's her mentor. He approves all her travel, her conference budgets, her promotion track." She pauses. "He's married, 2 kids. His wife works at St. Luke's Hospital." I take the phone back. Maybe it was a carpool. "At 11 p.m.? She echoes my own words. Then she puts her cup down. "Evan, what are you not telling me?" I show her the hotel receipt photo, both versions. She reads them. Her face goes pale. "Oh my God." "I haven't confronted her," I say. "I'm just collecting information." "She's going to know you're looking." "Not if I'm careful." Jenna looks out the window. "She's been different lately. On family calls, she's been dismissive of you. Little comments. Evan's so rigid." Evan doesn't understand career pressure. It sounded rehearsed, like she was testing how it would sound. I file that detail away. "Don't tell her we talked," I say. "I won't." She squeezes my hand. "But Evan, if this is what it looks like, you need to be ready for her to fight dirty." I nod. I'm already ready. That night, Lauren comes home late. She kisses my cheek, says she grabbed dinner with a client, goes straight to the shower. I open our shared bank account on my phone. There's a charge from earlier tonight. A steakhouse in our city. $187. 2 entrees, 2 drinks, 1 dessert. She said she grabbed dinner with a client. The charge is on our joint card, not her corporate card. I screenshot it. I note the timestamp, 7:43 p.m. She texted me at 7:30. Running late, eating at the office. I add it to the folder. When she comes out of the shower, I'm reading in bed. "How was your day?" she asks, toweling her hair. "Quiet," I say. "Yours?" "Exhausting. Client wouldn't stop talking." "Which client?" She pauses just for a second. "Stratton Group. New contract negotiations." I nod and turn a page. She gets into bed beside me. Her phone buzzes. She glances at it, silences it, puts it face down. I keep reading. 2 weeks from now, she has another trip scheduled. Leadership retreat, she called it. I checked the retreat website this afternoon. It's only 4 days long. She's booked for 7. The leadership retreat is 2 weeks away, but I can't wait that long to know if this is real. I need more than suspicion. I need proof that survives scrutiny. In compliance work, you learn that feelings don't hold up under audit. Documents do. It's Saturday morning. Lauren is at the gym. I sit at my desk with our shared laptop open and start building a timeline. I create a simple spreadsheet. Date, location, claimed purpose, actual checkout, discrepancy. 3 trips so far, 3 extended stays, 3 vague excuses. Phoenix. Claimed early flight, actually stayed an extra night after summit ended. Atlanta. Claimed optional breakout sessions, actually stayed an extra night after training concluded. Denver claimed alone time to decompress, actually had double occupancy and stayed 2 extra nights. I add a 4th column. Evidence type, hotel receipt, calendar screenshot, rideshare pickup location, bank charge timestamp versus text message timestamp. Then I open our shared cloud photo album. It auto-syncs from both our phones. I filter by date. March 10th through 14th, Denver. 2 photos, that's it. 1. Exterior shot of the Denver Convention Center. Metadata says March 11th, 9:42 a.m. 2. Skyline photo from a hotel window. Metadata says March 11th, 10:15 a.m. Nothing from March 12th, 13th, or 14th, the overstay days. The days she said she was exploring the city alone. I screenshot the metadata screen showing the date gaps. I add it to my folder. My phone buzzes. Jenna. Found something. Call me. I step into the garage and dial. Derek Halstead, she says without preamble. I asked around, quiet-like, just mentioned I was updating my contacts. He's 42, married to Nina Halstead. She's a hospital administrator at St. Luke's. 2 kids, both in private school. He's been at Lauren's company for 6 years. Promoted to VP 3 years ago. He controls the entire sales operations budget, including travel approvals and promotion pipelines. So Lauren needs him to advance, I say. More than that. He is her advancement. Every promotion she's gotten in the last 2 years has come with his signature. She reports to the regional director, but Derek has veto power over all senior sales hires. Jenna pauses. Evan, people in her office say he mentors high performers personally. Those are the exact words I heard twice. Meaning? Meaning he has a type, ambitious women, he takes them under his wing, approves their travel, puts them on high visibility projects, then they either move up fast or they transfer out. I close my eyes. Anyone ever file a complaint? Not that I could find, but there was a woman 2 years ago, Anna something, who left abruptly after a big promotion was promised and then pulled. She works at a competitor now. Won't talk about why she left. Can you get me her contact? I'll try. I thank her and hang up. Lauren's car pulls into the driveway. I walk back inside, phone in my pocket, face neutral. Sunday night. Lauren is on a work call in the bedroom. I'm in the kitchen loading the dishwasher when I hear her laugh. Bright, performative, the laugh she uses for clients. Except it's 9 p.m. on a Sunday. I dry my hands and move closer to the hallway. Her door is cracked. No, I agree. The Phoenix model makes way more sense, she's saying. We should have pushed back harder on the council's budget edits. Silence as the other person talks. I know, but you have the board's confidence. I'm just saying, you could push them. Another laugh. Okay, I'll draft the revision and send it tonight. Yes, see you Tuesday. See you Tuesday, not talk to you Tuesday. See you. I check her calendar. Tuesday is a normal workday. No travel, no off-site meetings listed. I go back to the dishes. When she comes out, she's smiling. That was Derek, just strategizing for Q2 planning. On a Sunday night? He's a workaholic. She grabs a water bottle from the fridge. We've got an exec review Wednesday, so we're trying to get ahead of the questions. Sounds stressful. It is, she stretches. I might need to go into the office Tuesday night to finalize the deck with him. He wants to review it in person before we present. Whatever you need, I say. She kisses my cheek and goes upstairs. I pull out my phone and open our shared bank account. I set up alerts for every transaction over $50. Then I open the rideshare app and enable trip notifications. If she goes anywhere, I'll know. Monday. I take a late lunch and drive to the Ashford Suites, the same chain Lauren stayed at in Denver. There's 20 minutes from our house. I park and walk into the lobby. The front desk clerk is young, maybe 25, bored-looking. I approach with my most neutral compliance officer face. Hi, quick question, I say. I'm reviewing my wife's corporate travel policy compliance. She books a lot of double queen rooms. I just want to confirm those rooms are typically for 2 adults, correct? Not singles? The clerk nods. Yeah, double queens are designed for 2 guests or families. If she's traveling solo, she should be booking a king. And if someone books a double queen, does the system automatically mark it as double occupancy? Depends on how it's entered at reservation. But if the rate charged is the double occupancy rate, then yeah, it's logged as 2 guests. Got it, thanks. I walk back to my car and make a note. Ashford policy. Double queen equals 2 guest assumption unless rate is negotiated as single. Lauren's Denver receipt showed the double occupancy rate. Tuesday night. Lauren leaves the house at 6:30. Meeting Derek at the office, she says. Probably be back by 10. I wait 30 minutes, then open the rideshare app. A trip pops up. Pick up, our address. Drop off. Not her office. The drop off is a restaurant. Luca's, Italian, upscale. Romantic low lighting, according to the reviews. I sit very still. At 7:43, a charge hits our joint account. Luca's, $162. At 7:51, my phone buzzes. Lauren. Meeting running long. Ordered food to the office. Be home by 11. I screenshot the text. I screenshot the bank charge. I screenshot the rideshare drop-off location. She gets home at 10:55. Hair perfect. Makeup retouched. She smells like wine and peppermint. How was the meeting? I ask. Brutal. Derek is so detail-oriented. She drops her bag by the door. I need a shower and sleep. I nod and go back to my book. Wednesday morning. I text Jenna again. Need to talk. Can you come by the house this afternoon? Lauren's at her exec review until 5. She arrives at 2. I make coffee and spread the evidence across the dining table. Receipts, screenshots, calendar exports, rideshare logs, metadata gaps, bank charges with timestamp contradictions. Jenna stares at it all. This is airtight, she says quietly. It's a pattern. 3 trips with extended stays and double occupancy. 1 lie about dinner location last night. Metadata gaps during the overstays. And every piece of evidence is from accounts I legally have access to. Joint bank, shared rideshare, shared calendar, shared cloud album. What are you going to do? I don't know yet. I sit down. Confronting her privately gives her time to build a defense. She could delete things, coach Derek, create a narrative. You sound like you're preparing for court. I'm preparing for war. I meet her eyes. You said she's been dismissive of me on family calls, rehearsed. What if she's already building a narrative? Jenna's face goes pale. You think she'd accuse you of something? I think she's smart and ambitious and cornered people get creative. Jenna picks up one of the receipts. So what's your move? I need a witness, someone neutral, someone Derek can't control. His wife, Jenna says suddenly. I blink. What? Nina Halstead. His wife. If this is happening, she deserves to know. And if you're both collecting evidence, then it's not just me making accusations, I finish. It's 2 spouses with corroborating proof. Exactly. How do I contact her without Derek finding out? Jenna pulls out her phone. I know someone who works at St. Luke's. Let me see if I can get Nina's work email. Thursday morning, I have Nina Halstead's work email. I draft a message on a burner account. Ms. Halstead, you don't know me. My name is Evan Cross. I believe our spouses have been traveling together on company expenses and misrepresenting the trips. I have documentation from hotel receipts and shared accounts. If you've noticed similar irregularities, I think we should compare notes. I understand if you delete this, but if you have questions, I'm reachable at this email. I rate it 5 times. It's calm, factual. No accusations, just observations. I hit send before I can second guess it. 3 hours later, a reply arrives. Mr. Cross, I've suspected for 2 months. A concierge at a Chicago hotel called me in January to confirm a dinner reservation. I hadn't made one. When I pressed, she said, "For you and Mr. Halstead." But I wasn't in Chicago. I didn't know who was. I started keeping notes after that. We should meet. Somewhere neutral. I stare at the screen. She already knows. Friday afternoon. I meet Nina Halstead at a park bench near the river. She's 40, dark hair pulled back, dressed in hospital admin business casual, composed, sharp eyes. Thank you for coming, I say. She sits and pulls a folder from her bag. I wasn't sure whether to believe your email. Then I saw your wife's name on one of Derek's expense reports. Expense reports? He leaves his laptop open sometimes. I saw a summary in February. 3 trips with Lauren Cross listed as mentee travel companion. I didn't think much of it then, but after the hotel called, I started watching closer. She opens the folder. Inside, printed hotel receipts, screenshots of calendar entries, copies of credit card statements. Chicago in January, she says. Miami in February. He told me both were solo leadership offsites, but the hotel receipts show double occupancy, and his credit card shows dinners for 2, flowers, a boutique charge for women's clothing. I open my folder. Denver receipts, Atlanta, Phoenix, bank charges, rideshare logs. We lay it all out side by side. The patterns match. The timelines overlap. Where Lauren said she was at a conference, Derek said he was at a leadership offsite. Same cities, same hotels, same double occupancy charges. Nina's hands are shaking. She steadies them on the table. How long have you known? She asks. 2 weeks. I found the first receipt by accident. I've known for 2 months. I kept hoping I was wrong. Her voice cracks, just slightly. Then she pulls herself together. What do you want to do about this? I want proof that holds up. I want them to face consequences. Not just personal, professional. Derek controls travel budgets, Nina says. If they've been misrepresenting these trips as solo business travel and charging double occupancy to corporate, that's expense fraud, which violates corporate policy, which means HR has to act. She meets my eyes. If we file jointly, 2 spouses with corroborating evidence, they can't bury it. They'll try. Let them try. Nina's voice is cold now. Derek thinks he's untouchable because he's a VP, but I've worked in administration for 15 years. I know how institutions protect themselves. If we hand them documented policy violations, they'll throw him under the bus to avoid liability. What about Lauren? Same. She's not a VP. She's expendable. Nina closes her folder. We file with HR. We bring receipts, calendars, everything. We request a formal investigation, and we do it before they know we're comparing notes. I nod slowly. When? Next week. I'll draft the complaint this weekend. You review it, we both sign, we both submit. She stands, extends her hand. I'm sorry we're meeting like this, she says. I shake her hand. So am I. She walks away, folder under her arm, shoulders straight. I sit on the bench for a long time, staring at the river. The case is no longer just mine. Saturday morning, Lauren announces the leadership retreat schedule over breakfast. She's leaving Thursday, returning the following Wednesday. 7 days. The retreat website says it's a 4-day program, Thursday through Sunday. 3 extra days? I ask, keeping my voice light. Optional executive coaching sessions, she says, scrolling through her phone. Derek thinks I should take advantage. It's career building. Derek's going too? Most of the VP level is. It's at a resort in Scottsdale. They do these twice a year. She looks up. Why? Just wondering. 7 days is a long time. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. You'll survive. I nod and pour more coffee. When she goes upstairs to pack, I open my laptop and search for the retreat. Canyon Leadership Institute, Scottsdale. 4-day intensive program for senior sales leaders, Thursday morning through Sunday afternoon. Public schedule posted online. I screenshot the schedule. Thursday kickoff breakfast, 8 a.m. Sunday closing session, 2 p.m. Lauren's flight back isn't until Wednesday evening. I add it to the folder. Sunday afternoon. Nina emails me a draft HR complaint. It's 10 pages long, meticulously formatted, with an evidence appendix that cross-references every receipt, every calendar entry, every contradictory statement. The opening paragraph reads, We, the undersigned, submit this formal complaint regarding expense policy violations by VP Derek Halstead and Regional Sales Director Lauren Cross. Over the past 4 months, both employees have submitted travel expenses for purportedly solo business trips that hotel records and credit card statements indicate were shared accommodations. This constitutes misrepresentation of travel purposes and unauthorized personal use of corporate funds in violation of Section 14 of the Employee Expense Policy. Section 14. I pull up the employee handbook on my company's HR portal. Lauren works for a different company, but I know most corporate policies are standardized. I search for her company's handbook online. It's public-facing for recruitment purposes. Section 14. Expense Policy. Employees may not charge personal travel companions to corporate accounts. All business travel must be pre-approved and accurately represent the attendees and purpose. Violations may result in reimbursement demands, disciplinary action, or termination. I read it 3 times. Then I call Nina. It's solid, I tell her, but we need one more thing. What? Proof that the double occupancy wasn't approved. If they can claim it was a legitimate mentorship travel arrangement, HR might overlook it as poor optics rather than fraud. Nina is quiet for a moment. I can get Derek's submitted travel approvals. He keeps printed copies in his home office for tax purposes. If the approvals list him as a solo traveler, that's our proof. Can you access them without him knowing? He's taking the kids to his mother's this afternoon. I'll photograph everything. Be careful. I've been careful for 2 months, Evan. I'm done being careful. Monday evening, Nina sends me 8 photographs, travel approval forms printed on corporate letterhead signed by Derek's boss. Each one lists purpose, leadership development, and travelers Derek Halstead. No mention of mentees, no mention of companions. I add them to the evidence folder. Then I open our shared bank account and notice a new charge. Nordstrom, $412. Timestamp. Saturday afternoon while Lauren was running errands. I click through to the merchant details. Women's clothing, evening wear section. I think about the boutique charge Nina found on Derek's credit card in Miami. I screenshot it. Tuesday night. Lauren is packing for Scottsdale. I'm in the home office, door cracked, listening to her move around upstairs. My phone buzzes. A calendar notification. Lauren has created a new entry. Executive coaching. Private session, Monday 2 p.m. Tuesday 5 p.m. Monday and Tuesday. The 2 extra days after the retreat officially ends. I open my laptop and search for the Canyon Leadership Institute's executive coaching program. It exists, but sessions are 50-minute blocks, not multi-day arrangements. and they're conducted on-site during the retreat, not after. I export the calendar entry as a PDF. I note the discrepancy in my evidence log. Then I do something I've been avoiding. I open our shared cloud storage and browse Lauren's work documents folder. It's technically joint access. We set it up years ago to share tax documents and photos, but I've never looked at her work files before. Most of it is mundane: sales decks, client proposals, budget spreadsheets. Then I see a document titled Safety Plan Notes Draft. The file name makes my stomach drop. I hesitate, cursor hovering. Then I open it. The first line reads, "Establishing a record of concerns for future reference." I scroll down. Evan has become increasingly controlling over the past year. He monitors my travel, questions my work schedule, and has made comments suggesting he doesn't trust me. He reviews our bank accounts obsessively and has started asking detailed questions about my colleagues. I feel isolated and surveilled. My hands go numb. I keep reading. He has not been physically aggressive, but his tone has become cold and his silences feel threatening. I'm documenting these patterns in case I need to establish a timeline for separation or protective measures. The document is dated February 18th, 2 weeks before I found the first hotel receipt. I check the document properties. Created February 18th, last modified March 2nd. 0 edits since. She wrote this before I started investigating, before I found anything, before I called the hotel or checked the calendar or noticed any discrepancies. This was preemptive. She was building a narrative in case she got caught. I screenshot every page. I note the creation date and modification date. Then I close the document, clear the recent files list, and sit in the dark for 20 minutes, trying to breathe normally. Wednesday morning. I forward the screenshots to Nina without explanation. She calls me immediately. "What is this?" "A pre-written defense," I say, dated before I found any evidence. She was setting up a narrative in case I discovered the affair. Jesus Christ. If I had confronted her privately, she would have filed this, claimed I was abusive and controlling, made me the villain. Nina's voice hardens. "Derek has something similar. Not written down, but he's been telling his friends that I've been paranoid and irrational since January. I heard it secondhand from someone at his gym. He's been laying groundwork. They've been planning exit strategies. Which means they know this is serious." Nina pauses. "We file tomorrow, before Lauren leaves for Scottsdale, before Derek has a chance to coordinate with her." "Agreed. I'll meet you at HR at 9 a.m. Bring printed copies of everything, signed and dated." Wednesday afternoon. I go to FedEx and print the entire evidence folder, 63 pages. I organize it into sections: hotel receipts, calendar discrepancies, bank statements, rideshare logs, travel approvals, communication records, preemptive defense document. I sign and date the bottom of every page. I create a cover letter, "To whom it may concern." I am submitting this formal complaint regarding expense policy violations and misrepresentation of business travel by my wife, Lauren Cross, and her supervisor, Derek Halstead. All evidence included herein is derived from joint accounts, shared calendars, and household records to which I have legal access. I am prepared to provide testimony and additional documentation as needed. I sign it, I date it, I put everything in a clear binder with tabs. Then I create a second copy and lock it in my desk drawer at work. Wednesday night. Lauren finishes packing. 2 suitcases, a carry-on, a garment bag, for a 4-day retreat. That's a lot of luggage," I say from the bedroom doorway. She laughs. "The resort has a formal dinner Saturday night, and the coaching sessions are business casual. I need options." "Makes sense." She zips the garment bag. "I'll be out of cell range some of the time. The resort is in the desert, and they encourage digital detox during sessions, so if I don't text back right away, don't worry." "I won't worry." She kisses me on the cheek. "I'll miss you." "I'll miss you too." She goes to bed early. I stay up, reading in the living room, listening to her breathe upstairs. At midnight, my phone buzzes. "Nina." "Ready?" I type back, "Ready." Thursday morning. Lauren's Uber arrives at 6 a.m. I help her load the luggage. She's wearing travel clothes and oversized sunglasses, hair pulled back, looking polished and professional. "Have a great retreat," I say. "I will. Love you." "Love you too." She kisses me and gets into the car. I watch it pull away. Then I go inside, shower, dress in a suit, and drive to Lauren's company headquarters. Nina is waiting in the parking lot. She's in a navy blazer, holding an identical clear binder. "You look terrified," she says. "I am." "Good. So am I." She straightens her blazer. Let's go end their careers. We walk into the building together. The receptionist directs us to HR on the 3rd floor. We take the elevator in silence. The HR floor is quiet, carpeted, fluorescent lit. A secretary sits behind a desk marked Martin Voss, Chief Human Resources Officer. We're here to file a formal complaint, Nina says. We have an appointment. The secretary checks her screen. Names? Nina Halstead and Evan Cross. She picks up the phone, speaks quietly, then nods. Mr. Voss will see you now. We're led into a conference room. Martin Voss is late 50s, gray-haired, wearing reading glasses on a chain. He looks like someone's grandfather, but his eyes are sharp. Mrs. Halstead, Mr. Cross, please sit. We sit. We place our binders on the table. Martin folds his hands. The secretary mentioned a formal complaint. Before we begin, I want to clarify. This is a serious process. Once filed, it triggers a mandatory investigation. Allegations, if unsubstantiated, can have consequences for the filers. Do you both understand? We understand, Nina says. And you're both prepared to proceed? Yes, I say. Martin nods. Then please explain the nature of your complaint. Nina opens her binder. My husband, Derek Halstead, and Mr. Cross's wife, Lauren Cross, have been misrepresenting business travel as solo trips while sharing accommodations and charging double occupancy to corporate accounts. This violates Section 14 of the Employee Expense Policy. She slides the first document across the table. Hotel receipt from Chicago, January. Double occupancy. Derek's corporate card. I slide mine across. Hotel receipt from Phoenix, January. Double occupancy. Lauren's corporate card. Same dates. Martin picks up both receipts. Studies them. Same hotel, same weekend, Nina says. Derek told me he was at a solo leadership offsite. Lauren told Evan she was at a solo client summit. I add the calendar screenshots. Her calendar listed the summit as ending Friday. Her hotel checkout was Saturday. Nina adds Derek's travel approval form. His submitted approval listed him as the only traveler. No mention of a mentee or companion. We go through it methodically. Chicago, Miami, Atlanta, Phoenix, Denver. Every trip, every receipt, every contradiction. Bank charges for romantic dinners. Rideshare pickups from residential addresses. Calendar gaps. Metadata silences. Martin takes notes. He asks clarifying questions. His face remains neutral. Finally, I place the last document on the table. The screenshot of Lauren's safety plan notes. What is this? Martin asks. A preemptive defense document my wife created before I discovered any of this evidence. It's dated 2 weeks before I found the first receipt. She was preparing a narrative in case the affair was exposed. Martin reads it. His jaw tightens slightly. And you accessed this how? Shared cloud storage. Joint account we've had for 8 years. Used for household tax documents and photos. I have legal access. Martin closes the document. He looks at both of us. This is substantial, he says quietly. I'll need to log this formally. Once I do, both employees will be notified and interviewed. Are you both prepared for that? Yes, we say in unison. Martin opens his laptop. He types for several minutes. Then he prints 2 pages and slides them across. Complaint intake forms, sign and date. We sign. Martin stamps both pages with a red ink stamp. Received. HR case 2547. You'll both receive written confirmation within 24 hours. Interviews will be scheduled within 72. Do not discuss this complaint with anyone, including the subjects, until the investigation concludes. We nod. Martin stands. Thank you for bringing this forward. I know it wasn't easy. We shake his hand and leave. In the elevator, Nina exhales. It's real now, she says. It's real. We walk to the parking lot. She gets into her car. I get into mine. My phone buzzes. A text from Lauren, sent 20 minutes ago. Landed in Phoenix. Connecting flight to Scottsdale in an hour. Resort looks amazing. Miss you already. I don't reply. I drive home, park in the garage, and sit in silence. The case is filed. The clock is running. And Lauren has no idea. Thursday afternoon. I sit in my home office and stare at the red-stamped complaint receipt. HR case number 2547. Martin Voss said interviews within 72 hours. That means by Sunday at the latest. Lauren won't be back until Wednesday. Derek is probably already in Scottsdale with her. My phone buzzes. Nina. Derek just texted me, said he landed safely and the resort is beautiful, acting like everything is normal. I text back, Lauren did the same. They don't know yet. How long until HR notifies them? Martin said 24 hours for written confirmation. They'll probably get emails tomorrow. Good. Let them have one last night thinking they got away with it. I set my phone down and open my laptop. I need to prepare for what comes next. Lauren will panic when she gets the HR notification. She'll call me. She'll demand to know if I'm involved. I need to script my responses now while I'm calm. Rule 1, never lie, but never volunteer. If she asks if I filed a complaint, I'll say, HR received documentation of policy violations. True, but not an admission. If she asks what documentation, I'll say, you should speak with HR directly. Deflection, not deception. If she threatens to use the safety plan document, I'll say, I have the creation date and modification history. That will stop her cold. I write it all down. Responses for every attack vector, then I memorize them and delete the document. Friday morning. I wake up to an email from Martin Voss. Subject, HR case, Sagarnagar 2547. Complaint confirmation. Mr. Cross, this confirms receipt of your formal complaint filed on March 21st, 2024. Case number HR 2547 has been opened and assigned to Senior Investigator Carling. Both subjects have been notified via corporate email and will be interviewed separately upon their return from current travel. You will be contacted within 5 business days regarding next steps. Do not discuss this matter with the subjects or other employees. Martin Voss, Chief Human Resources Officer. I forward it to Nina without comment. 10 minutes later, she replies, got the same email. Derek's interview is Monday. They're flying him back early. My phone rings. Lauren. I let it go to voicemail. She calls again. I silence it. A text arrives. Call me right now. Then another. I just got an insane email from HR. What the hell is going on? Then, Evan. Call me. I wait 30 minutes. Then I text back, in a meeting. What's wrong? HR says there's a complaint about expense violations. Do you know anything about this? I'm not involved in your company's HR processes. Don't play games. Did you file something? You should speak directly with HR. I can't help you. I'm flying home tonight. We need to talk. Your retreat isn't over until Sunday. I'm leaving early. I'll be home by midnight. I don't respond. Friday evening. I'm not home when Lauren arrives. I'm at Jenna's apartment, sitting at her kitchen table, drinking coffee I don't want. She's going to be furious, Jenna says. I know. Are you ready for that? I've been ready since I found the first receipt. I set the cup down. She's going to try to flip this. Make me the villain. Say I'm controlling, paranoid, abusive. You have the document creation date. I know, but she'll still try. And some people will believe her, at least at first. That's how this works. Jenna reaches across and squeezes my hand. I believe you. Nina believes you. HR has the receipts. That's what matters. My phone buzzes. Lauren. Where are you? I don't answer. Another buzz. Your car isn't here. Are you hiding from me? Then, you're a coward. I turn the phone face down. Stay here tonight, Jenna says. Let her cool off. She won't cool off. She'll escalate. Then let her escalate alone. I nod and lean back in the chair. Through the window, the city lights blur in the rain. Saturday morning. I go home at 8 a.m. Lauren's car is in the driveway. I unlock the front door quietly. She's sitting on the couch, still in her travel clothes, eyes red. When she sees me, she stands. Where were you? Jenna's. You stayed at my sister's house? Her voice cracks. You turned my own family against me? Jenna knows what you did. What I did? What about what you did? You filed a complaint with my employer. You're trying to destroy my career. I didn't file anything with your employer. Her eyes narrow. You're lying. I'm not, but I'm also not going to pretend I don't know what's been happening. What's been happening? You mean my work travel? My mentorship with Derek? I mean the double occupancy hotel rooms, the extended stays after conferences end, the dinners for 2 charged to our joint account while you text me you're eating alone. She freezes. You've been spying on me. I've been reviewing our shared bank account, our shared calendar, our shared rideshare history, things I have legal access to. That's surveillance. That's controlling. No, that's noticing a pattern. I keep my voice level. Phoenix, Atlanta, Denver. Every trip you extended, every trip you shared a room with Derek, every trip you lied about. I didn't lie. You told me you were alone. I was working. In a double occupancy room. With your married boss, while his wife thought he was at a solo offsite. Lauren's face goes pale. You talked to Nina? Nina talked to me, after a hotel concierge called her in January to confirm a dinner reservation she didn't make. She's been collecting evidence too. Lauren sits down slowly. You don't understand. Derek and I, it's complicated. He's been helping me build my career, the travel, the dinners. It's all part of mentorship. Mentorship doesn't require lying about who you're traveling with. I didn't lie. I just didn't mention it because I knew you'd react like this. Jealous and controlling. I'm not jealous. I'm looking at receipts. You're twisting everything. Her voice rises. You've been monitoring me, documenting me, building some kind of case like I'm a criminal. You wrote a safety plan document in February, before I found anything. You were preparing to accuse me of being controlling and abusive if you got caught. She goes completely still. I saw the creation date, I say quietly. February 18th, 2 weeks before I found the first hotel receipt. You wrote that as insurance, didn't you, in case Derek's wife found out, in case I found out. You'd claim I was the problem? Lauren's hands shake. That document was private. It was in our shared cloud storage. You had no right. I had every right. It's a joint account. I sit down across from her. If you'd filed that with a lawyer, if you'd gone to HR first and claimed I was abusive, I would have had no defense. Except I do, because the document is dated before I ever asked a single question, before I ever checked a single receipt. She stares at me. You're destroying everything. No, you did that already. I love you. You're lying. I made mistakes, but I love you. We can fix this. By lying to HR, by coaching Derek on what to say, by blaming me. She doesn't answer. I stand. HR is interviewing Derek on Monday. They'll interview you next week when you're back. Nina and I both filed complaints with documentation, hotel records, calendar mismatches, bank charges, travel approvals that listed Derek as a solo traveler. You can't explain that away. You bastard! Her voice is cold now. You've been planning this. You stayed silent and collected evidence like I'm some kind of suspect. You are a suspect of expense fraud, of policy violations. And yes, I stayed silent. Because if I'd confronted you privately, you would have deleted everything, coordinated with Derek, and filed that safety plan document to make me look unstable. She stands, grabs her purse. I'm going to a lawyer. That's your right. I'm going to tell them you've been abusive and controlling. Go ahead. I have the document creation date. I have the timestamps showing you wrote that narrative before I investigated anything. Any lawyer will see that for what it is, preemptive fabrication. Lauren's face twists. I'll tell them you hacked my accounts. Joint accounts, shared access. 8 years of shared logins. No hacking required. She walks to the door, then turns back. You're going to regret this. I already regret marrying someone who could lie this easily. She slams the door. I sit in the silence. My hands are shaking now. I let them shake. Then I text Nina. Lauren knows she's going to try to coordinate with Derek. Nina replies immediately. Too late. Derek's interview is Monday morning. I'm attending as a witness. Martin confirmed it. Can I attend Lauren's interview? I'll ask Martin, but even if you can't, the evidence speaks for itself. I set the phone down and close my eyes. Saturday afternoon, Jenna calls. Lauren just called me, she says. She's crying, saying you filed a false HR complaint to punish her for being successful. What did you tell her? I told her I've seen the receipts. I told her I know about Derek. I told her to stop lying. How'd she react? She hung up on me. Jenna sighs. She's calling everyone. Mom, Dad, our cousins. She's building a narrative that you're unstable and vindictive. Let her. The people who matter have already seen the evidence. Mom's going to call you. Be ready. I'm ready. 10 minutes later, my phone rings. Lauren's mother. Evan, sweetheart, what's going on? Lauren is beside herself. I can't discuss it in detail. There's an HR investigation at her company. She'll need to speak with their investigators. She says you've been tracking her, accusing her of awful things. I've been reviewing our shared household accounts. I found discrepancies in her travel expenses. I reported them through proper channels. But she says you're trying to ruin her career. I'm protecting myself, and I'm telling the truth. There's a long pause. Lauren says you're lying. Then she should have no problem explaining the double occupancy hotel receipts to HR. Another pause. What receipts? Ask her. I keep my voice gentle. I love your daughter, but I won't be lied to, and I won't be framed as abusive to cover up her choices. Framed? Evan, what are you talking about? Ask Lauren about the document she wrote in February. Before any of this started, ask her why she was already preparing to call me controlling. Her mother's voice gets quiet. I'll talk to her. Thank you. She hangs up. I sit on the couch and stare at the ceiling. The phone rings twice more. Lauren's father, then her brother. I don't answer. I send both the same text. There's an active HR investigation. I can't discuss details. Lauren should speak with HR directly. By evening, my phone is silent. I eat leftover pasta standing at the kitchen counter. Then I go upstairs, lock the bedroom door, and sleep with my phone on airplane mode. Sunday morning. I wake to 17 missed calls and 32 texts. All from Lauren. The texts start calm. We need to talk. Please. Then desperate. I'm sorry. I'll end it with Derek. Just drop the complaint. Then angry. You're ruining my life. I'll never forgive you. Then threatening. My lawyer says you illegally accessed my documents. You're going to get sued. I screenshot all of them. I add them to the evidence folder. Then I text Nina, how are you holding up? Barely. Derek came home last night. He tried to convince me it was all innocent. Said Lauren was just a mentee. I showed him the hotel receipts. He started crying. What did you say? Nothing. I went to the guest room and locked the door. Interview tomorrow? 9 a.m. I'll be there. Good luck. You too. I get dressed and go to the office. Sunday is quiet. I need the silence. I sit at my desk and review the evidence folder one more time, making sure every page is signed and dated, every timeline is accurate, every receipt matches the bank record, everything is airtight. At 3 p.m., my work email chimes, Martin Voss. Mr. Cross, Mrs. Halstead has requested your presence as a supporting witness during Mr. Halstead's interview tomorrow at 9 a.m. Do you consent? I reply, yes, I'll be there. Then I drive home, eat a silent dinner, and go to bed early. Tomorrow, Derek Halstead answers questions, and the case moves from documentation to testimony. Monday morning. I arrive at Lauren's company headquarters at 8:45. The parking lot is half empty. Most employees don't start until 9. Nina is waiting by the entrance, wearing a charcoal suit, her face composed but pale. Ready? She asks. As ready as I'll ever be. We take the elevator to the 3rd floor. The HR waiting area is silent except for the hum of fluorescent lights. Martin Voss's secretary nods at us and gestures to the chairs. We sit. At 8:58, Derek Halstead arrives with a lawyer. He's tall, graying at the temples, wearing an expensive suit that suddenly looks too big on him. When he sees Nina, he stops walking. His lawyer murmurs something, and they continue past us into the conference room. Derek doesn't look at me at all. Martin Voss emerges at 9 exactly. Mrs. Halstead, Mr. Cross, please come in. The conference room has a long table, recording equipment, and a woman I don't recognize sitting beside Martin. She's 50-ish, gray hair in a bun, holding a tablet. This is Carla Ung, our senior investigator, Martin says. She'll be documenting this interview. Mr. Halstead, you've been advised of your right to counsel. Your attorney may observe but not speak unless I permit it. Do you understand? Derek nods. His voice is hoarse. Yes. Carla activates the recording equipment. Interview commenced 9:02 a.m., March 25th. Present are Derek Halstead, subject, Nina Halstead and Evan Cross, complainants, Martin Voss, HR chief, Carla Eng, investigator, and counsel for the subject, Andrew Brennan. Martin opens a folder. Mr. Halstead, you've been provided a summary of the complaint. Do you understand the allegations? Yes. Derek's hands are flat on the table, like he's trying to keep them still. The complaint alleges you misrepresented business travel as solo trips while sharing accommodations with Regional Sales Director Lauren Cross and charged double occupancy expenses to corporate accounts without disclosure. Do you deny these allegations? Derek glances at his lawyer. The lawyer nods slightly. I don't deny traveling with Ms. Cross, Derek says carefully, but it was for legitimate business purposes, mentorship, and strategic planning. Martin slides a document across the table. This is your submitted travel approval for the Chicago trip in January. It lists you as the sole traveler. Do you dispute this? Derek looks at the form. That's an administrative oversight. I should have listed her. Why didn't you? I didn't think it was necessary. She had her own travel approval. Nina leans forward. Then why did you pay for a double occupancy room on your corporate card? Derek flinches. We stayed in the same hotel to coordinate schedules, separate rooms. Carla slides another document forward. This is the hotel folio from the Chicago Ashford Suites. It shows 1 reservation, 1 room, double occupancy. Room number 412, checkout date January 14th. Derek stares at it. That's a mistake. The front desk confirmed the reservation details when I called, Nina says, her voice steady. They said 2 adults checked in Saturday night. You told me you were at a solo leadership offsite. I was. Lauren just happened to be there for a different event. In the same room? Nina's voice cracks slightly, then steadies. Derek, stop lying. His lawyer puts a hand on his arm. My client has acknowledged shared travel for business purposes. Unless you have evidence of improper conduct beyond co-location. Martin interrupts. We have 5 trips with identical patterns, same hotels, same dates, double occupancy charges, and travel approvals listing only Mr. Halstead. Additionally, credit card statements show dinners for 2, flowers, and boutique purchases during these trips. He slides another stack across. Receipts. Chicago Steakhouse, $230. Miami Florist, $85. Denver Boutique, women's evening wear, $312. These are expensed as client entertainment, Derek says quickly. Lauren was networking with potential accounts. At 11 p.m., I say quietly. The Chicago dinner receipt is time-stamped 11:14 p.m. Derek looks at me for the first time. His expression is desperate. You don't understand the sales environment. Late dinners are normal. With flowers and boutique clothing? Nina asks. The lawyer shifts. Is there a specific policy violation being alleged here? Business travel with colleagues, even mentees, is not inherently inappropriate. Section 14 of the expense policy prohibits unauthorized personal companions on corporate travel, Carla says, reading from her tablet. It also requires accurate representation of trip purposes and attendees. If Mr. Halstead booked double occupancy rooms and submitted expenses for shared travel without disclosing the companion, that constitutes misrepresentation. Derek's face goes pale. I didn't misrepresent anything. It was mentorship. Then why didn't your travel approvals mention Ms. Cross? Martin asks. I told you, administrative oversight. 5 times? Silence. Carla makes a note on her tablet. Mr. Halstead, did you have a personal relationship with Ms. Cross beyond professional mentorship? The lawyer starts to object, but Derek speaks over him. No, absolutely not. Did you share hotel rooms with her? We stayed at the same hotels. I don't recall if we shared rooms. You don't recall? Nina's voice is ice. You don't recall 5 separate trips? It's been a busy quarter. Martin closes the folder. Mr. Halstead, we'll be interviewing Ms. Cross upon her return. If her account contradicts yours, this investigation will proceed to a board review. Do you wish to amend any of your statements? Derek looks at his lawyer. The lawyer shakes his head slightly. No, Derek says. My statements stand. Then we're adjourned. Carla stops the recording. Interview concluded 9:27 a.m. Derek and his lawyer leave quickly. Nina and I stay seated. Martin turns to us. Ms. Cross's interview is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon. You'll both be notified of the outcome by Friday. What happens if their stories don't match? I ask. Then we escalate to the board's ethics committee. With documented evidence and contradictory testimony, termination for cause becomes a strong possibility. Nina exhales slowly. Thank you. We leave the building together. In the parking lot, she leans against her car. He lied, she says. He sat there and lied to everyone. He's protecting himself. And Lauren. It won't work. The receipts don't lie. She looks at me. Are you going to be okay when they interview Lauren? I don't know. Probably not. Do you still love her? I think about that. I love who I thought she was. I don't know this person. Nina nods. Yeah, same. We get in our cars and drive away. Monday evening, Lauren calls. I answer. They interviewed Derek today, she says without preamble. His lawyer called me. They have receipts, Evan, receipts from our trips. I know. Did you give those to them? Nina and I both filed complaints, with evidence. So you did do this. You and Derek's psycho wife teamed up to destroy us. We documented policy violations. We didn't violate anything. It was work travel. You shared rooms. You lied about it. You charged double occupancy to corporate accounts without disclosure. That's not illegal. It violates company policy. Section 14. She's quiet for a moment. How do you even know about Section 14? I read the employee handbook. It's public. You've been planning this for weeks. I've been collecting facts for weeks. There's a difference. I'm going to tell them the truth. That Derek and I were mentoring, strategizing, building my career. that you got paranoid and twisted everything. Go ahead, but explain the hotel folios showing double occupancy. Explain the receipts for dinners at 11 p.m. Explain why you extended every trip and lied to me about it. I didn't lie. I just didn't mention details because I knew you'd react like this. That's called lying by omission. That's called protecting myself from your jealousy. I'm not jealous. I'm factual. She hangs up. I sit on the couch and stare at nothing for a long time. Tuesday morning, Jenna calls. Mom talked to Lauren last night, she says. Lauren admitted she and Derek got close, but insists it was never physical, just emotional support and career guidance. Do you believe her? No. Do you? No. Jenna sighs. Mom's torn. She wants to believe Lauren, but the receipts are pretty damning. Dad's furious. He said if Lauren lied to you about this, she's lied about other things. Probably. Are you holding up okay? I'm numb. I go to work. I come home. I don't feel much of anything. That's shock. It'll hit you later. I know. Do you want to come over for dinner tonight? Maybe. I'll let you know. I don't go. Instead, I stay home and organize my evidence folder for the third time, even though it's already perfect. I need something to do with my hands. Wednesday morning. I wake to an email from Martin Voss. Mr. Cross, Ms. Cross's interview is scheduled for today at 2 p.m. You may attend as a witness if you choose. Reply to confirm. I reply. I'll be there. At 1:30, I'm in the parking lot, watching employees come and go. At 1:55, Lauren arrives. She's wearing a business suit, heels, her hair pulled back tight. She looks composed, professional, like she's walking into a sales pitch, not an interrogation. She sees my car and stops. For a moment, we just stare at each other through the windshields. Then she walks inside. I wait 5 minutes and follow. The conference room feels smaller this time. Martin, Carla, Nina, and me on one side of the table. Lauren and a lawyer I don't recognize on the other. Lauren's face is a mask. No emotion, no tells. Carla starts the recording. Interview commenced 2:03 p.m., March 27th. Present are Lauren Cross, subject, Evan Cross and Nina Halstead, complainants, Martin Voss, HR chief, Carla Eng, investigator, and counsel for the subject, Rebecca Marsh. Martin opens the same folder. Ms. Cross, you've been provided a summary of the complaint. Do you understand the allegations? Yes. Lauren's voice is calm, almost bored. Do you deny traveling with Derek Halstead on the trips listed in the complaint? No. I traveled with Derek for mentorship purposes. He's my supervisor and was helping me prepare for a promotion. Did you share hotel rooms with Mr. Halstead? Lauren glances at her lawyer, who nods. We stayed at the same hotels to facilitate early meetings and strategy sessions. I don't recall the specific room arrangements. You don't recall? I say quietly. Lauren looks at me. No, Evan, I don't, because it wasn't important. It was work. Martin slides the Chicago folio across. This shows one room, double occupancy, charged to Mr. Halstead's corporate card, room 412. Then we must have shared a suite for cost efficiency. 2 beds, separate spaces. The room type was double queen, Carla says. Not a suite. Lauren's composure flickers. I don't control what Derek books. Nina leans forward. Why didn't you tell Evan you were traveling with Derek? Because I knew he'd react poorly. He's always been insecure about my career. That's not true, I say. It is true. You've questioned every late meeting, every work dinner, every business trip. You've made me feel guilty for succeeding. Martin holds up a hand. Ms. Cross, please focus on the specific allegations. Did you extend your stays beyond the official conference or training dates? Sometimes, for optional sessions or personal time. The Denver conference ended Friday. Your checkout was Monday. What were you doing those extra days? Sightseeing, decompressing. With Derek? Lauren hesitates. I don't recall if Derek was still in town. Carla slides another document forward. This is a rideshare receipt from your shared account with Mr. Cross. March 13th, 11:07 p.m. Pickup address is Derek Halstead's residence. Drop-off is your home address. Lauren stares at the receipt. Her lawyer whispers something to her. I may have given Derek a ride home from a dinner meeting, Lauren says carefully. At 11 p.m.? Nina asks. From his house? We met nearby. I dropped him off. The receipt shows pickup from his address, I say. Not nearby. Lauren's mask cracks. Fine, I picked him up. We had a late strategy session. At his house? Martin asks. Yes. Was his wife home? Lauren looks at Nina. I don't know. I wasn't, Nina says coldly. I was working a night shift at the hospital. Convenient. Lauren's lawyer intervenes. Is there evidence of policy violation beyond shared travel? My client has acknowledged working closely with Mr. Halstead. Mentorship relationships often involve extended hours and proximity. Martin pulls out the final document. Travel approvals, 5 trips. Each one lists Derek as the sole traveler. If this was official mentorship travel, why wasn't Ms. Cross listed on the approvals? Lauren's face goes white. I don't handle Derek's paperwork. But you submitted your own approvals. None of them mention traveling with a supervisor. Silence. Carla makes notes. Ms. Cross, did you have a romantic or sexual relationship with Mr. Halstead? No. Did you share a bed with him during any of these trips? No. Did you engage in any conduct that could be perceived as inappropriate given his supervisory role over your career? Lauren's voice hardens. I worked hard. I earned my opportunities. If Derek helped me, it's because I deserved it. Martin closes the folder. We'll compare your testimony with Mr. Halstead's. If there are discrepancies, the board will review. You'll be notified of our findings by Friday. Lauren stands. This is a witch hunt. My husband is jealous and vindictive, and you're letting him weaponize your HR process. We're following policy, Martin says evenly. Lauren and her lawyer leave. The room is silent. Finally, Carla speaks. Their stories don't match. He said he doesn't recall sharing rooms. She said they shared for cost efficiency. He said administrative oversight on the approvals. She said she doesn't handle his paperwork. They're both lying, just differently. Martin nods. I'll have a recommendation for the board by Thursday. Thank you both for your cooperation. Nina and I leave together. In the parking lot, she says, It's almost over. Almost. Are you going to be okay? Eventually. She drives away. I sit in my car and watch the building. Lauren emerges 10 minutes later, walking fast, phone to her ear. She's crying. I start the engine and go home. Wednesday evening. I'm sitting at my kitchen table when my phone buzzes. Nina. Martin just called. Board Ethics Committee meeting is tomorrow at 10 a.m. They're making a decision. I text back, that was fast. He said the contradictory testimony plus the documented evidence made it straightforward. They're not messing around. Will we know the outcome? He said we'll get written notification by end of business Friday, but he sounded serious. I think they're going to terminate. I set the phone down and stare at the wall. 48 hours until the decision becomes official. 48 hours until Lauren's career implodes. Part of me feels nothing. Part of me feels sick. My phone rings. Lauren. I answer. They're going to fire me, she says. Her voice is raw. My lawyer says the board meeting tomorrow is just a formality. They've already decided. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You did this. You and Nina destroyed us. You destroyed yourself? I just documented it. I made mistakes, Evan. I got too close to Derek. I should have been more transparent. But I didn't break any laws. I didn't hurt anyone. You lied to me for months. You lied to HR. You submitted false travel documentation. That's not false documentation. That's paperwork errors. 5 identical paperwork errors with double occupancy charges and romantic dinners and rideshare pickups from his house at 11 p.m. She's crying now. Please call Martin. Tell him you were mistaken. Tell him you overreacted. I wasn't mistaken. Then tell him you forgive me. Tell him you don't want me to lose my job. I can't do that. Why not? Because you wrote a document in February accusing me of being controlling and abusive before I ever questioned you, before I ever found a single receipt. You were setting me up to be the villain if you got caught. She goes silent. I saw the creation date, Lauren. February 18th. You were planning your exit strategy while you were still lying to my face. That document was private. It was in our shared cloud storage, and it proves you knew what you were doing was wrong. Otherwise, you wouldn't have needed a preemptive defense. I was scared. Derek said you might react badly if you found out about our mentorship. Mentorship doesn't require hotel rooms and boutique clothing and late-night pickups. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? She doesn't answer. That's what I thought, I say. Good luck tomorrow. I hang up. Thursday morning. I don't go to the headquarters. I don't want to be in that building when the board makes its decision. Instead, I go to work and try to focus on normal compliance tasks, policy reviews, vendor audits, anything to keep my hands busy. At 11:30, Nina texts, It's done. Martin just emailed me. Board meeting concluded. Decision pending legal review. Official notification tomorrow. How do you feel? Numb? You? Same. I put the phone in my drawer and close it. At lunch, Jenna calls. Lauren called Mom this morning, she says. She's saying the board is being influenced by you and Nina, that it's not a fair process. The board has never met me or Nina. They're reviewing documentation and testimony. I know, but she's spiraling. She told Mom she might lose her job and it's all your fault. It's not my fault. It's consequence. I know that, but Mom's worried Lauren might do something drastic. Like what? I don't know. Just be careful. I will. I hang up and go back to work. At 3 p.m., my phone buzzes. An unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. The voicemail is Derek Halstead. Evan, it's Derek. I know we've never spoken, but I wanted to reach out. This whole situation has gotten out of control. Lauren and I made some judgment errors, but we never intended to hurt anyone. I'm asking you, man to man, to consider asking HR to soften their recommendation. I have 2 kids. I can't lose my job. Please, just think about it. I delete the voicemail. 10 minutes later, another unknown number. This time I answer. Mr. Cross? A woman's voice. Professional. This is Rebecca Marsh, Lauren's attorney. I'm calling to see if you'd be willing to meet and discuss a resolution before the board decision becomes final. There's nothing to discuss. I understand you're hurt, but termination is a severe consequence. If you and Mrs. Halstead could reach a private agreement, perhaps a separation with mutual non-disparagement, it might influence the board to consider a lesser disciplinary action. The board isn't influenced by private agreements. They're influenced by policy violations and evidence. Mr. Cross, I'm trying to help my client avoid professional ruin. Your client ruined herself. That's harsh. That's accurate. I hang up. Thursday evening. I'm home, reheating leftovers, when someone pounds on my front door. I look through the peephole. Lauren. I open the door but leave the chain on. Let me in, she says. No. Evan, please, we need to talk. We've talked enough. I'll lose everything tomorrow. My job, my career, my reputation. You already lost those things. Tomorrow just makes it official. You could stop this. One phone call to Martin. I'm not making that call. She leans against the door frame. Her makeup is smudged. She looks exhausted. I never slept with him. I don't believe you. It's true. We got close. Emotionally, we crossed lines. But we never had sex. You shared hotel rooms. We shared rooms to save money. Separate beds. The Chicago room had 2 queens. The Denver room had 2 queens. You're telling me you both booked double queen rooms and never once touched each other? She looks away. That's what I thought, I say. Even if we did, even if it went further than I'm saying, does that really justify destroying both our careers? I didn't destroy anything. I reported policy violations. HR and the board made the rest of the decisions. You reported them because you wanted revenge. I reported them because they were true. She straightens up. Her expression hardens. Fine. If I'm going down, I'm not going quietly. I'm going to tell everyone you were abusive, controlling, that you spied on me and weaponized private information. Go ahead. I have the February document, the one you wrote before I ever questioned you. Any lawyer or HR professional will see that for what it is, fabricated insurance. I'll say you forced me to write it, that you made me document false abuse claims to cover your own behavior. The document metadata shows you created it on your laptop, from your office IP address, while I was at work 20 miles away. Her face crumples. Why are you doing this? I'm not doing anything. You made choices. Now you're facing consequences. I loved you. No, you didn't. You loved what I represented. Stability, safety, a fallback plan while you chased your career and your mentor and whatever else you thought you deserved. She stares at me. Then she turns and walks to her car. I close the door, lock it, and sit on the floor with my back against it. My phone rings. Jenna. Lauren just texted the family group chat, she says. She's saying you're trying to destroy her and she needs support. What did people say? Mom said she loves her but needs to understand the full story. Dad said he's disappointed in her. My brother didn't respond. I said she needs to take responsibility. Thanks. Are you okay? No, but I will be. Friday morning. I wake up to an email from Martin Voss, sent at 7 a.m. Subject, HR case, number 25467, final determination. Mr. Cross, the Board Ethics Committee has completed its review of the complaint and supporting evidence. The findings are as follows. Derek Halstead. Employment terminated for cause, effective immediately for policy violations including expense misrepresentation, failure to disclose travel companions, and abuse of supervisory authority. Final paycheck and benefits termination will be processed per standard procedures. Lauren Cross. Suspended without pay, pending separation agreement negotiation. The board has recommended termination for cause, but HR is offering a resignation option to avoid formal termination on her record. She has until Monday to decide. Thank you for your cooperation throughout this process. This matter is now closed. Martin Voss, Chief Human Resources Officer. I read it 3 times. Derek is fired. Lauren can resign or be fired. It's over. I forward the email to Nina. She replies immediately, "Got the same one? It's done. We won." Doesn't feel like winning. I know, but it's justice. I sit at my kitchen table and stare at the email. Then I open the evidence folder on my laptop, 63 pages of receipts, calendars, screenshots, notes, and move it to an archive folder labeled 2024, case closed. I close the laptop. My phone buzzes. Lauren. I'm resigning. I won't give them the satisfaction of firing me. I hope you're happy. I don't respond. Another text. I'm moving out this weekend. I'll come by Saturday morning for my things. Please don't be there. I text back. I'll stay at Jenna's. Take what you need. Thank you. That's the last message. Friday afternoon, I'm at my office when my desk phone rings. Internal line. Evan Cross. Evan, it's Tom. My boss. Can you come by my office? I walk down the hall. Tom's in his 50s. Ex-auditor, no nonsense. He gestures for me to sit. I heard you were involved in an HR case at your wife's company, he says. My stomach drops. How did you hear that? Derek Halstead's termination letter mentioned your name as a complainant. It came across my desk because we share some vendor contracts with Lauren's company. I needed to make sure there was no conflict of interest. There's no conflict. It was a personal matter. I know. I read the summary. You did the right thing. Documented evidence, proper channels, no vigilante nonsense. He leans back. I'm telling you this because I want you to know. If anyone asks, you handled it by the book. Don't let anyone make you feel like you did something wrong. Thank you. How are you holding up? I'm managing. Take Monday off if you need it. I appreciate that. I go back to my desk and close my eyes. Friday evening, Nina texts. Derek moved out this afternoon, took his clothes and his laptop, left the keys on the counter, didn't say a word. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm relieved. How are you doing? Lauren's moving out tomorrow. I'm staying at Jenna's. Smart. Let me know if you need anything. Same to you. I pack a bag and drive to Jenna's apartment. She has dinner ready, pasta, bread, wine. We eat in silence for a while. It's really over, she says finally. Yeah. Do you regret it? No, I regret marrying someone who could lie that easily, but I don't regret telling the truth. Good. We watch a movie neither of us pays attention to. At 10, I go to the guest room and lie on the bed, staring at the ceiling. My phone buzzes one last time. Nina. Derek's lawyer sent me divorce papers. I'm signing them. Life's too short. I text back. Agreed. I close my eyes and finally, for the first time in weeks, I sleep through the night. Saturday morning. I wake up at Jenna's place to a text from Lauren, sent at 6 a.m. I'm at the house now. I'll be done by noon. I don't reply. Jenna makes coffee and we sit at her kitchen table in silence. At 12:15, another text arrives. I'm finished. I left my key on the counter. Goodbye, Evan. I drive home alone. Jenna offered to come with me, but I need to see this by myself. The house feels different the moment I walk in. Lighter, emptier. Her key is on the kitchen counter next to a folded piece of paper. I unfold it. I'm sorry for how this ended. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I wasn't the person you thought I was. I hope someday you can forgive me. L. I read it twice, then fold it and put it in the evidence folder. Documentation, even now. I walk through the house. Her closet is empty. The bathroom counter where her makeup used to scatter is bare. The bookshelf has gaps where her novels were. In the home office, her desk drawers are cleaned out. She took her things and nothing more. No spite, no vandalism, just absence. I sit on the couch and feel nothing. Not relief, not sadness, just the hollow quiet of a chapter closing. My phone rings. Nina. How's the house? Empty, I say. She's gone. Derek took his stuff yesterday. I walked through the house last night and realized how much space he took up. Now it just echoes. Yeah. Are you going to stay there? I don't know. Maybe. It's paid off. I can't afford to be sentimental about real estate. Practical. That's me. She laughs, but it's tired. We should get coffee next week, compare notes on how to rebuild a life. I'd like that. We hang up. I spend the rest of Saturday cleaning, laundering sheets, vacuuming rooms that don't need it, erasing the last physical traces of Lauren's presence. By evening, the house looks like a showroom. Sterile. Safe. Jenna brings over takeout and we eat on the couch. How do you feel? She asks. Numb. That's normal. I thought I'd feel angrier or sadder, but I just feel flat. You've been running on adrenaline for weeks. Now that it's over, your body's shutting down. Maybe. She picks at her noodles. Mom called me today. She wants to have dinner with you next week. She feels terrible about not believing you at first. She doesn't need to feel terrible. Lauren's convincing. Was convincing, not anymore. Jenna sets her food down. The whole family knows now. Dad told everyone about the receipts and the hotel records. No one's taking her calls. That's harsh. That's consequence. She echoes my own words back to me. She lied to all of us, not just you. I nod and keep eating. Sunday. I go to the office even though it's closed. I need the routine. I need the distraction of spreadsheets and policy reviews and things that have clear right answers. At noon, my work email chimes. It's from Tom, my boss, even though it's Sunday. Evan, I wanted to give you a heads up. Lauren's company just sent over updated vendor contact lists. Her name has been removed from all accounts. Derek Halstead's replacement is listed as interim VP. Thought you should know it's official. Tom. So she chose resignation. Probably Friday afternoon, after my email. Signed the papers, cleared out her office, walked away before they could fire her. I wonder if Derek did the same, or if they escorted him out. I wonder, then stop wondering. It doesn't matter anymore. Monday morning. I'm back at my desk when my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer cautiously. Mr. Cross, this is Rebecca Marsh, Lauren's attorney. We spoke briefly last week. I remember. I'm calling because Lauren has asked me to facilitate a property settlement discussion. Since you are both still legally married, there are assets to divide. I'm aware. She's proposing a clean split. She keeps her car and retirement accounts. You keep the house and yours. Joint accounts get divided 50-50, no alimony sought by either party. I'll need to review any proposal in writing. Of course, I'll send a draft settlement agreement to your email by end of day. If you're amenable, we can finalize this without litigation. I'm amenable to fair terms. Good. One more thing. Lauren has asked that you not contact her directly. All communication should go through me. That's fine. I have no intention of contacting her. Thank you. She pauses. For what it's worth, Mr. Cross, I think you handled a difficult situation with remarkable restraint. I just told the truth. In my experience, that's rarer than you'd think. She hangs up. By 5 p.m., the settlement agreement is in my inbox. I forward it to Jenna, who's more legally savvy than I am. She calls me 30 minutes later. It's fair, she says. Honestly, it's more than fair. She's not asking for anything beyond her own assets. No claim on the house, no split of your retirement, no alimony. Why? Because she knows she doesn't have leverage. She lied, got caught, and lost her job. Any judge would side with you. So she's cutting her losses. Smart move on her part. You should sign it. I will. Tuesday. I meet Nina for coffee at the same park bench where we first compared evidence. It feels like years ago. It's been less than 2 weeks. I signed the divorce papers, she says. Derek didn't contest anything. He's moving in with his brother in Connecticut, starting over. Lauren's moving in with her parents. She's looking for jobs out of state. Good. Distance will help. We sit in silence, watching joggers pass. Do you think they'll stay in touch? Nina asks. Lauren and Derek? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't think it was really about love. No, it was about ego and convenience and the thrill of getting away with something. She sips her coffee. I keep thinking about how long it went on. 4 months of trips, 4 months of lies, and I didn't see it until a hotel concierge called me by accident. I didn't see it until I found a duplicate receipt. We weren't blind. They were just good at lying. Does that make it better or worse? I don't know. A jogger passes with a dog. The dog is exuberant, tongue out, tail wagging. Nina smiles despite herself. I'm thinking about getting a dog, she says. Yeah? Yeah. The house is too quiet. I need something that doesn't lie. I laugh. It feels strange. That's a low bar. It's the bar I'm working with. We finish our coffee. Before we leave, Nina says, "Thank you." For what? For being honest. For not trying to protect them. For having the guts to file the complaint. You filed too. But you emailed me first. You reached out. If you hadn't, I might have kept quiet and just lived with the suspicion. You would have figured it out eventually. Maybe, but you saved me months of doubt. She stands. I know this whole thing has been hell, but I'm glad we were on the same side. Me too. We hug briefly, awkwardly, two people who only know each other through shared betrayal. Then we go to our cars. Wednesday. I'm at my desk when Jenna texts. Lauren's Facebook is gone, deactivated or deleted. Makes sense. She's erasing her old life. Are you going to do the same? No, I didn't do anything wrong. Good. Don't let her shame make you hide. I think about that for a long time. Shame. The weapon of choice for people who get caught. Make the truth teller feel guilty for speaking. Make the witness feel like the villain. I won't carry her shame. I go back to work. Thursday evening. I'm home, reheating dinner, when my doorbell rings. I look through the peephole. Lauren's father. I open the door. Richard, hi. Evan? He looks uncomfortable. Can I come in? Of course. We sit in the living room. He's in his 60s, retired engineer, usually unflappable. Right now he looks exhausted. I came to apologize, he says. You don't need to. I do. When Lauren first called and said you'd filed a complaint, I assumed you were being vindictive. I thought maybe you two had a fight and you overreacted. I didn't believe her capable of what you were accusing. I understand. She's your daughter. But I was wrong. I saw the receipts. Jenna showed me everything. The hotel records, the calendar mismatches, the document Lauren wrote in February. He rubs his face. I raised her better than that. It's not your fault. Maybe not. But I still feel like I failed somehow. Like I should have seen the signs that she was capable of that kind of dishonesty. She's an adult. She made her own choices. I know, but still. He looks at me. I also came to tell you that her mother and I support you. We don't blame you for what happened. You did the right thing. Thank you. Lauren's moving to Portland. She found a sales job there. Lower level, smaller company, but they'll hire her. She leaves next week. I hope it works out for her. Do you mean that? I think about it. I don't wish her harm. I just don't want to be part of her life anymore. He nods. Fair enough? He stands. If you need anything, references, character witnesses for the divorce, anything, let me know. I appreciate that. He shakes my hand and leaves. I close the door and lean against it. Lauren's father believes me. Her sister believes me. Even her mother, slowly, is coming around. The truth is winning, inch by inch. Friday afternoon. I'm at my desk when an email arrives from Martin Voss. Mr. Cross, as a courtesy, I'm informing you that HR case number 2547 has been formally closed. All documentation has been archived per company policy. Derek Halstead's termination is final. Lauren Cross submitted her resignation effective March 28th and is no longer employed by the company. Thank you again for your cooperation. If you require confirmation of this closure for legal purposes, please let me know. Martin Voss. I print the email. I add it to the evidence folder. Then I close the folder and put it in the filing cabinet in my home office. It's done. The case is closed. The marriage is ending. The chapter is over. I sit at my desk and stare out the window. The sun is setting. The neighborhood is quiet. For the first time in weeks, I feel something other than numbness. Relief. Not happiness. Not yet. But relief that the worst is behind me. I stand up, close the office door, and go make dinner. Tomorrow I'll start figuring out what comes next. Tonight, I'll just exist. Monday morning. 2 weeks since the board decision. Life has developed a rhythm: wake up, work, gym, home, sleep, repeat. It's mechanical, but it's stable. I'm reviewing a vendor contract when my phone buzzes. Nina. Derek's LinkedIn updated. New job in Hartford. VP of Regional Sales at a pharma distributor. Started last week. I pull up his profile. The photo is new. Professional headshot, confident smile, like nothing happened. His summary mentions leading strategic growth initiatives and mentoring high-performing teams. No mention of being terminated. No gap in his employment history. He's rewritten the narrative already. I text back, fast recovery. His brother-in-law owns the company. Nepotism has its perks. Has he contacted you? Once, asked me to sign an NDA as part of the divorce. Said his new employer doesn't know about the termination and he wants to keep it quiet. Did you sign? Hell no. I'm not protecting his reputation, but I'm not broadcasting it either. I just want him out of my life. Fair. I close LinkedIn and go back to work. An hour later, Jenna texts. Lauren posted on Instagram. First time since she deactivated Facebook. I don't follow her anymore. I know. I'm sending you a screenshot. The image loads. Lauren on a Portland street, coffee in hand, sunset behind her, smiling. The caption reads, "New city, new chapter, new me. Sometimes you have to leave everything behind to find yourself. Grateful for second chances." No mention of why she needed a second chance. No acknowledgement of what she left behind. Just curated reinvention. I delete the screenshot and block her Instagram. Jenna texts again. You okay? I'm fine. She can post whatever she wants. It doesn't change what happened. Good. Just wanted to make sure. I put my phone in my desk drawer and don't check it for the rest of the day. Tuesday evening, I'm at the grocery store when I run into someone from Lauren's company. A woman I met once at a holiday party 2 years ago. She recognizes me first. Evan, right? Yeah, hi. I'm Michelle. I work in operations. We met at the winter gala. I remember. She glances around, then lowers her voice. I heard about what happened with Lauren and Derek. I just wanted to say, everyone in the office knows you did the right thing. I don't know what to say. Thanks. Derek was a nightmare to work with. Played favorites, took credit for other people's work, flirted with every woman under 30. People complained to HR for years, but nothing stuck because he brought in revenue. She shifts her grocery basket. What you and Nina did, bringing the receipts, forcing the board to act, it changed things. HR just updated the travel policy. Now all multi-person trips require pre-approval with documented business justification. That's good. It is. A lot of us were relieved when he got fired. I know it probably doesn't feel like a win for you, but it was a win for the rest of us. She smiles and walks away. I stand in the cereal aisle for a long time, holding a box of granola, trying to process that. I didn't just expose an affair. I accidentally fixed a structural problem. Wednesday. I meet with a divorce attorney. Her name is Catherine Ruiz, mid-40s, sharp-eyed, no patience for nonsense. I reviewed the settlement agreement your wife's attorney sent, she says. It's fair. More than fair. She's waiving alimony, taking only her own assets, and not contesting the house. Should I be suspicious? No, she's being smart. She knows if this goes to court, a judge will ask why she's seeking more after being terminated for cause due to an affair with her supervisor. The optics are terrible for her. So I should sign? I'd recommend 2 modifications. First, include a mutual non-disclosure clause. Neither party discusses the affair or termination publicly. That protects you both. She already asked her husband, Derek's wife, for an NDA. Nina refused. Catherine nods. Smart woman. But this is different. This NDA would only apply to you and Lauren. It prevents her from spinning a victim narrative and prevents you from publicizing the affair. Clean break. What's the second modification? Specify that all joint accounts close within 30 days and neither party can reopen them. I've seen cases where one spouse keeps a dormant joint account open and uses it to track the other's finances years later. Lauren wouldn't do that. 3 months ago, you would have said Lauren wouldn't cheat. Build the fence now. I signed the authorization for Catherine to negotiate the modifications. Thursday, I'm at my desk when Tom stops by. Got a minute? Sure. We walk to his office. He closes the door. I've been reviewing your performance metrics for the quarter, your top 3 in audit accuracy and turnaround time. He leans back. I also know you've been dealing with a personal crisis for the last month. I've tried to keep it separate, and you've succeeded, but I'm also aware that kind of compartmentalization takes a toll. He pulls out a folder. I'm recommending you for the senior compliance officer position that's opening up in June. It's a promotion, 15% raise, better benefits, direct reports. I blink. I wasn't expecting that. You've earned it. You've been solid for 3 years, and the way you handled your personal situation, documented evidence, proper channels, no drama at work, shows the kind of judgment we need at the senior level. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. The role involves travel. Quarterly site audits, training sessions, vendor meetings. Are you ready for that? I think about hotels, conference centers, travel receipts, the whole ecosystem that became a minefield. Then I think about letting Lauren's betrayal dictate my career. I'm ready, I say. Good. Interviews in 3 weeks. Prepare a presentation on process improvement, 30 minutes. I shake his hand and walk back to my desk feeling something I haven't felt in weeks. Purpose. Friday. Nina and I meet for lunch at a deli halfway between our offices. You look better, she says. So do you. I started therapy, once a week. It's helping. Good. You should try it. Maybe. She unwraps her sandwich. I filed the divorce papers this week. Derek's lawyer didn't contest. The judge will sign off in 60 days and it's done. How does that feel? Like closing a wound. It still hurts, but at least it's not bleeding anymore. She takes a bite. What about you and Lauren? Settlement agreement is almost finalized. My attorney's negotiating a mutual NDA and account closure terms. Probably another month. Then what? Then I figure out who I am without her. Nina nods. Same. We eat in silence for a while. Then she says, I've been thinking about the affair, trying to understand why they did it. Any conclusions? I think they were addicted to the secret, the sneaking around, the thrill of getting away with it. I don't think they even liked each other that much. It was just ego and proximity. That matches what I saw. Every trip was an identical pattern. Same lies, same logistics. It was routine. Which makes it worse somehow. If it had been some grand passion, some Romeo and Juliet thing, at least there'd be a story. But this was just transactional. Yeah. Do you think they regret it? I consider that. I think they regret getting caught. I don't think they regret doing it. Nina sets her sandwich down. That's probably true. And that's why I can't forgive Derek. Not because he cheated, because he'd do it again if he thought he could get away with it. Same with Lauren. We finish lunch. Before we leave, Nina says, I'm glad we met, even though the circumstances were horrible. Me too. Stay in touch? Absolutely. We hug and go back to our separate lives. Saturday. I'm cleaning out the garage when I find a box labeled Wedding Photos. I almost throw it away, then stop. I open it. Lauren in her dress, laughing. Me in my tux, grinning like an idiot. Both of us young and convinced we'd figured out forever. I flip through a dozen photos. Her father walking her down the aisle. Our first dance, cake cutting, champagne toasts. It all happened. It was all real. And it still ended. I close the box and put it in the back of the garage. Not thrown away, not displayed, just archived. Evidence that I tried, evidence that I loved someone who didn't love me the same way. I go back inside and text Jenna. Want to grab dinner tonight? Sure, your place or out? Out. I need to be around people. Good. I'll pick you up at 6. Saturday night. We're at a pub, sharing appetizers, watching a basketball game on the TV above the bar. It's loud and anonymous and exactly what I need. You seem lighter, Jenna says. I feel lighter. Good. You were carrying a lot. I still am, but it's getting easier. Mom wants to have you over for dinner next week. Are you ready for that? Yeah, I think so. She's going to apologize 100 times. She doesn't need to. I know, but she will anyway. We watch the game. During a commercial break, Jenna says, Have you thought about dating again? God, no. I'm not saying now. I'm saying eventually. Eventually is a long way off. That's fair. She steals a fry from my plate. For what it's worth, you're going to be a catch. You're honest, stable, emotionally available. Any woman would be lucky. I'm also recently separated and processing betrayal trauma. Details? I laugh. I'll think about it. In like a year. Deal. We finish dinner and she drives me home. Before I get out, she squeezes my shoulder. I'm proud of you, she says. For what? For surviving this. For not becoming bitter. For still being you. I'm not sure who I am anymore. You're Evan. You tell the truth. You do the right thing. You don't burn other people to keep yourself warm. That's who you've always been. I hug her. Thanks. Anytime. Sunday, I wake up to an email from Catherine, my attorney. Evan, Lauren's attorney accepted both modifications. Settlement is finalized. I'll send you the final document for signature tomorrow. Once you both sign and file with the court, you'll be legally separated. Divorce will be final in 60 days. Congratulations, you're almost free. Catherine, I read it 3 times. Almost free, 2 more months. 2 more signatures. Then Lauren Cross becomes Lauren Brooks again, and I become just Evan. I make coffee and sit on the back porch. The morning is cool, birds are loud, the neighbor's dog barks twice and goes silent. Somewhere in Portland, Lauren is starting over. Somewhere in Hartford, Derek is pretending none of this happened. And here in this house, I'm rebuilding. It's slow, it's painful, but it's real. I finish my coffee and go inside. I have work to do. A promotion to prepare for, a life to reclaim. The worst is behind me. What comes next is up to me. 3 weeks later, May. The divorce paperwork is filed. The house feels like mine now. I've rearranged furniture, repainted the bedroom, bought new sheets. Small acts of reclamation. I'm preparing for the senior compliance officer interview. 30-minute presentation on process improvement. I've chosen vendor audit protocols as my focus. It's dry, technical, and exactly the kind of thing that lets me disappear into data. Tuesday afternoon. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost ignore it, then answer. Evan Cross. Mr. Cross, this is Carla Eng from Lauren's former employer. Do you have a moment? My stomach tightens. Yes. I'm calling because we've received a complaint. An anonymous tip to our ethics hotline alleging that you and Nina Halstead fabricated evidence in the case against Derek Halstead and Lauren Cross. I go very still. That's not true. I didn't think so. But I'm required to investigate all hotline complaints. The tipster claims you had access to Derek's personal accounts and planted fake receipts. They also claim Nina had a vendetta against her husband and manipulated hotel records. Who filed the complaint? It's anonymous, but the language and details suggest someone with intimate knowledge of the case. Lauren or Derek? I can't confirm that. But yes, that's my assumption. She pauses. I need to ask you some questions. Are you willing to cooperate? Absolutely. Did you access any accounts that were not jointly held with your wife? No. Everything I provided came from joint bank accounts, shared calendars, shared cloud storage, and shared rideshare accounts, all legally accessible. Did you alter any documents or timestamps? No, I photographed receipts as I found them. I exported calendar data using standard PDF functions. I screenshotted bank transactions in real time. Everything is time-stamped by the originating system, not by me. Did Nina Halstead provide you with any information obtained illegally? No, she accessed her own joint accounts with Derek and called hotels where reservations were made on his corporate card. Same methodology I used. The tipster claims you coordinated your evidence to make it look more damaging than it was. We compared evidence after we independently discovered discrepancies. We found the same patterns because the patterns existed. We filed jointly because it strengthened the case, but neither of us fabricated anything. Carla is quiet for a moment. I believe you, but I need to verify. Can you provide me with the original evidence files, including metadata, within 48 hours? I can provide them within 4 hours. That would be appreciated. Send everything to my secure email. I'll review and close this complaint by end of week. Thank you. Mr. Cross, off the record, this feels like retaliation. Someone trying to muddy the water after they got caught. Don't let it rattle you. I won't. I hang up and immediately call Nina. They filed a counter-complaint, I say. Anonymous tip claiming we fabricated evidence. Jesus Christ. They can't just accept consequences. Carla Ung is investigating. She needs our original evidence files with metadata. I'll send mine tonight. Do you think this will go anywhere? No, the metadata proves everything is authentic, but it's going to be a headache. Let them try. I kept everything. Bank statements, calendar exports, email confirmations, all of it time-stamped by third-party systems. They can't fake their way out of this. Good. Send it all to Carla. She'll close it by end of week. And then? And then they'll have to live with the fact that no one believes them anymore. Wednesday. I spend 3 hours compiling every piece of evidence with full metadata. Bank transaction logs with server timestamps, calendar exports with Google's authentication headers, hotel receipts photographed with my phone's GPS and time data embedded, rideshare receipts with app-generated timestamps, cloud storage access logs showing when I viewed Lauren's document and from what IP address. I send it all to Carla with a cover note. All evidence provided, metadata intact. Happy to answer any follow-up questions. She replies within an hour. Received. This is thorough. I'll have a determination by Friday. Thursday morning. I'm at my desk when Jenna calls. Lauren called Mom last night. She's furious about something. Wouldn't say what. Just kept saying you and Nina were trying to destroy her even after she left. She filed a false complaint with HR claiming we fabricated evidence. Are you kidding me? No. Carla Ung called me yesterday. Anonymous tip, but obviously Lauren or Derek. Can they do that? They can file it. But it won't hold up. Metadata proves everything is authentic. So this is just spite. This is them realizing they can't rewrite history and lashing out. Jenna exhales sharply. I'm done defending her. Mom's done too. She called Lauren back this morning and told her to stop playing victim and take responsibility. How'd Lauren react? Hung up on her, then texted that we're all brainwashed by you and Nina. Brainwashed by evidence? Exactly, Jenna pauses. Are you okay? I'm fine. Annoyed, but fine. This doesn't change anything. Good. Let me know if you need anything. Friday afternoon. Email from Carlung. Mr. Cross, I have completed my review of the ethics complaint. After examining the evidence you and Mrs. Halstead provided, including metadata verification and third-party system logs, I have determined that all documentation is authentic and was obtained legally. The complaint has been dismissed as unfounded. The tipster's claims are inconsistent with the technical evidence and appear to be retaliatory in nature. This matter is closed. No further action will be taken. Thank you for your cooperation. Carla Ung, Senior Investigator. I forward it to Nina. She replies, Good. Let them choke on it. I print the email and add it to the evidence folder. Then I close the folder and put it back in the filing cabinet. Their last move failed. There's nothing left for them to do except live with what they did. Saturday. I'm running errands when I see Derek's name flash across my phone. He's calling me. I pull into a parking lot and answer. Evan, it's Derek. I know. I'm calling because I need you to understand something. Lauren and I made mistakes, but we never meant to hurt you or Nina. We got caught up in a high-pressure work environment and crossed lines we shouldn't have crossed. But we're not bad people. You lied for months. You submitted false travel approvals. You charged personal expenses to corporate accounts. You gaslit your wife, and I gaslit mine. You are exactly bad people. That's not fair. You called Nina paranoid to your friends while you were sharing hotel rooms with my wife. You told me at the town hall that travel was just mentorship. You lied under oath to HR. What part of that isn't bad? He's quiet for a moment. I lost my job. I lost my marriage. I had to move across the country. Haven't I been punished enough? You lost those things because of your choices, not because of me. You filed a complaint. You brought Nina into it. You coordinated evidence to make us look as guilty as possible. You were guilty. We made mistakes. That doesn't make us criminals. No, it makes you liars who got caught. There's a difference. I'm asking you, as one man to another, to let this go. Stop cooperating with any further investigations. Stop talking to people at the company. Let us move on. I haven't talked to anyone except HR when they called me, and I won't talk to anyone unless they ask, but I won't lie for you either. That's not what I'm asking. Then what are you asking? I'm asking you to have some compassion. I almost laugh. You want compassion? From the man whose wife you were sleeping with? We didn't sleep together. Don't insult me. It was emotional, not physical. You shared hotel rooms, Derek. You charged boutique clothing and romantic dinners. You picked her up from your house at 11 p.m. You expect me to believe you never touched her? He doesn't answer. That's what I thought, I say. This call is over. Don't contact me again. Evan, I hang up. My hands are shaking. I grip the steering wheel and breathe slowly until the shaking stops. Then I block his number and drive home. Sunday. I'm at Jenna's parents' house for dinner. Lauren's mother hugs me for a long time when I arrive. I'm so sorry, she says, for not believing you at first, for doubting you. It's okay. It's not. You're family. You deserved better from us. We sit down to dinner. Pot roast, mashed potatoes, the same meal they've made for Sunday dinners since I met Lauren 9 years ago. It's surreal to be here without her. Her father clears his throat. Evan, I want you to know, you're still welcome here, always. Divorce doesn't change that. I appreciate that. We're ashamed of what Lauren did, her mother says quietly. We raised her to be honest and kind. I don't know what happened. She made choices. That's not your fault. She called me yesterday, her father says. Told me you and Nina filed another complaint to harass her. That's not true. She filed a false complaint claiming we fabricated evidence. It was dismissed. He nods. I thought so. She's rewriting history, trying to make herself the victim. She always does that, Jenna says. Even as a kid, she'd break something, then cry until everyone felt sorry for her and forgot she broke it. Her mother looks pained. I wanted to believe she'd outgrown that. She didn't, I say gently. She just got better at it. We eat in heavy silence. Then her father says, For what it's worth, you did the right thing. You told the truth. You didn't let her twist it. That takes courage. Thank you. After dinner, I help clean up. Her mother pulls me aside in the kitchen. Are you going to be okay? She asks. Eventually. Good. You deserve happiness, Evan. Real happiness. So do you. I'm sorry this happened to your family. You're still part of this family, don't forget that. I hug her and leave. Monday morning. 1 week until my promotion interview. I'm rehearsing my presentation when Tom stops by. Quick update, he says. I got a reference check call this morning. Someone from a pharma distributor in Hartford asking about your character and work history. My chest tightens. What did you tell them? I told them you're one of the best compliance officers I've worked with. Detail-oriented, ethical, thorough. Why? That's Derek Halstead's new company. He's trying to dig up dirt on me. Tom's expression hardens. He didn't get any. I gave you a glowing review because you deserve it. If he calls again, I'll tell him to go through official channels. Thank you. Is he harassing you? He called me Saturday, asked me to stop cooperating with investigations and let him move on. What did you say? I told him to leave me alone. Good. If he contacts you again, document it and consider a restraining order. I will. Tom leaves. I sit at my desk and make a note. May 12th, Derek called. May 13th, Derek's company called my boss for reference check. Pattern of contact after I told him to stop. If he keeps pushing, I'll have evidence of harassment. I'm done being reactive. From now on, I document everything. Tuesday evening. Nina texts. Derek called me this morning, begged me to drop the divorce and give him another chance, said he made a mistake and still loves me. What did you say? I said the divorce is final in 3 weeks and hung up. Then I blocked his number. Good. He called me Saturday. Same manipulation tactics. They're panicking. Their new lives aren't working out and they want to undo the consequences. Too late. Way too late. Wednesday, I'm reviewing vendor contracts when my work email chimes. Catherine, my attorney. Evan, Lauren signed the final settlement agreement. It's filed with the court. Divorce will be final June 15th. After that, you're legally free. Congratulations. Catherine, I read it twice. June 15th, 4 weeks away, 4 weeks until the marriage is officially over, until Lauren Brooks is no longer Lauren Cross, until I'm no longer bound to someone who lied to me for months. I close the email and sit back. I don't feel joy. I don't feel sadness. I feel something quieter. Resolution. The chapter is closing. The wound is healing. The life I thought I had is gone, but the life I'm building is mine. I forward the email to Jenna. It's almost over. She replies immediately, proud of you. Let's celebrate when it's final. I smile. 4 more weeks. Then I'm free. 4 weeks pass in a blur of preparation and waiting. The promotion interview comes and goes. I present my vendor audit protocol improvements to a panel of 3 executives. They ask sharp questions. I answer with data. A week later, Tom tells me I got the job. I start June 1st. 15% raise. Direct reports. Travel responsibilities. I accept without hesitation. The divorce finalizes on June 15th. Catherine sends me a certified copy of the decree. I write it once, sign the acknowledgement, and file it in the cabinet with everything else. Lauren Brooks no longer exists in my life except as a document in a drawer. Nina's divorce finalizes the same week. We meet for coffee to mark the occasion. How does it feel? She asks. Like closing a book I never wanted to read in the first place. Yeah, she stirs her coffee. I keep waiting to feel something dramatic. Relief, anger, sadness, but I just feel done. Same? Derek texted me last night. Blocked number, but I recognize the area code. Said he hopes I'm happy now that I've ruined his reputation. Did you respond? I blocked the new number. He can shout into the void all he wants. Lauren stopped contacting me entirely. Last I heard from Jenna, she's dating someone in Portland, a marketing director. She posted about him on Instagram. Fast. Very. I sip my coffee. Part of me wonders if she ever processed what happened, or if she just jumped straight to rewriting the narrative. Rewriting. People like her don't process. They move on and pretend the past didn't happen. Nina sets her cup down. But we know what happened, and that's enough. We sit in comfortable silence. Then Nina says, I'm thinking about moving. Maybe Boston or Philadelphia. Somewhere new. Why? Because every restaurant here reminds me of a lie. Every hotel reminds me of a receipt. I need geography with no ghosts. That makes sense. What about you? Are you staying? For now. The house is paid off. My job is stable, and I refuse to let her chase me out of the city I've lived in for 10 years. That's fair, she smiles. You're stubborn. I prefer principled. Same thing. We finish our coffee. Before we leave, Nina says, "Thank you for reaching out back in March, for trusting me with the truth. I don't think I could have done this alone." Same. We held each other accountable. Stay in touch? Absolutely. We hug. She gets in her car and drives away. I watch her go, then head to work. Late June. I've been in the senior compliance officer role for 3 weeks. The travel is manageable. Quarterly site visits, nothing excessive. My first trip is to a warehouse in Ohio. I book my own hotel, single occupancy, king bed. I photograph the receipt with the date visible and file it in my expense report. No shortcuts, no ambiguity. The warehouse audit goes smoothly. I train the local team on new documentation protocols, review their vendor files, and fly home the next day. On the plane, I realize I just completed a business trip without anxiety, without checking my phone obsessively, without wondering if someone is lying to me. Progress. Early July. Jenna calls me on a Saturday morning. Lauren's engaged. I'm quiet for a moment. To the marketing director? Yeah. 3 months of dating and he proposed. She posted photos, big ring, beach sunset, the whole production. How do you feel about it? Weird. Mostly I feel bad for him. He has no idea what he's signing up for. Maybe she's different with him. You don't believe that? No, but it's not my problem anymore. True. Jenna pauses. Mom's upset. She thinks Lauren's rushing into it to prove she's fine. Probably. Are you okay? I'm fine. Honestly, she's someone else's future ex-wife now. Jenna laughs despite herself. That's dark. That's realistic. We hang up. I go for a run, come home, shower, and don't think about Lauren for the rest of the day. Mid-July. I'm at a compliance conference in Chicago. It's a 3-day event, workshops, networking dinners, panel discussions. On the second night, I'm at the hotel bar reviewing notes when someone sits down next to me. Evan Cross? I look up. A woman, mid-30s, auburn hair, business casual. Familiar, but I can't place her. That's me? Anna Pritchard. We met briefly at a vendor summit 2 years ago. You were with Lauren. The name clicks. Anna. The woman who left Lauren's company abruptly after a promotion was pulled. The one Jenna mentioned. I remember. Hi. She orders a drink, then turns to me. I heard what happened. With Lauren and Derek. Word travels. In our industry, it does. She takes a sip. I wanted to say thank you. For what? For doing what I couldn't. Derek pulled the same thing with me 3 years ago. Mentorship that became inappropriate, a promises of promotion tied to travel and proximity. I reported it to HR, but he was already a VP, and I was a mid-level manager. They buried it. I go very still. He did this before? Twice that I know of. Me and another woman who left 6 months before I did. HR settled with both of us quietly. NDAs, severance, the whole thing. We couldn't talk about it. Why are you telling me now? Because the NDA expired last year, and because you and Nina actually got him fired. You did what we couldn't. I process this. Lauren wasn't the first. Not even close. Derek's been doing this for years. HR knew. They just didn't care until you forced their hand with documentation they couldn't ignore. Why didn't they fire him before? Revenue. He brought in millions. The company decided his value outweighed the risk. She finishes her drink. But you proved the risk was bigger than they thought. The board couldn't ignore dual policy violations and falsified travel records. You gave them a legal reason to cut him loose. I wasn't trying to fix a system. I was just trying to protect myself. Sometimes that's enough. She stands. Anyway, I saw your name on the attendee list and wanted to say thanks. You probably saved the next woman from going through what I did. She walks away before I can respond. I sit at the bar for a long time, staring at my empty glass. Lauren wasn't the first, and if I hadn't acted, she wouldn't have been the last. Late July. I'm back home settling into the new job when Tom calls me into his office. I need to tell you something, he says. Derek Halstead's new employer called me again, third time in 2 months. They're doing a deeper background check because they're promoting him to executive VP. What did you tell them? Same thing I told them before. You're an excellent compliance officer, and I have no negative information about your character. He leans forward. But they also asked if I knew anything about his previous termination. I told them that's not my information to share, and they should contact his prior employer. Did they? I don't know. But I'm telling you because I think Derek's worried. He keeps trying to control the narrative by discrediting you and Nina. If his new company finds out he was terminated for cause, the promotion disappears. That's not my problem. I know, but be prepared for him to escalate. He already filed a false ethics complaint. What else can he do? People get creative when they're desperate. I thank Tom and go back to my desk. That night, I make a new folder. Harassment log, Derek Halstead. I add the dates of his calls, the reference checks, the ethics complaint, everything. If he keeps pushing, I'll have a timeline. Early August. I'm having dinner with Jenna and her parents when my phone rings. Unknown number. I step outside to answer. Evan Cross. Mr. Cross, this is Lisa Nguyen, HR Director at Halstead Pharmaceuticals. I'm calling regarding Derek Halstead. My pulse quickens. Yes? We're conducting a standard executive promotion background check. His previous employer provided limited information citing policy, but a former colleague mentioned he was terminated. Can you confirm? I'm not his former colleague. I'm his former wife's ex-husband. I understand, but you filed a complaint with his previous employer, correct? I did. Can you tell me why? I think carefully. He and my then-wife submitted false travel documentation to their employer, misrepresented business trips as solo travel while sharing hotel rooms, and violated company expense policy. HR investigated, found the allegations substantiated, and he was terminated for cause. Silence. Then, do you have documentation? I have the HR case closure letter confirming his termination. I can email it to you. Please do. Send it to this number via encrypted email. We'll verify with his prior employer. Understood? Thank you, Mr. Cross. She hangs up. I stand on the porch for 5 minutes, phone in hand, processing what just happened. Derek is about to lose his new job, not because I went after him, because he lied on his background check, and someone finally looked closely enough to see it. I go inside. Jenna reads my face. What happened? Derek's new company just called me. They're verifying his termination. Holy shit. Yeah. Her father says, Are you going to send them the documentation? Yes. Good, he earned this. I send the HR closure letter that night. Lisa Nguyen replies within an hour. Received. Thank you for your cooperation. Mid-August. Nina texts. Derek's LinkedIn says he's seeking new opportunities. He lost the VP promotion. I know. His company called me to verify his termination. I sent them the HR letter. Good. Let him explain that in every interview for the rest of his career. He'll probably lie. And eventually someone else will check. The internet doesn't forget. She's right. Every future employer will Google him. Every reference check will circle back to the termination. He can move to Hartford, Denver, Portland, anywhere. The truth follows him now. Late August. I'm at my desk when Catherine emails. Evan, your divorce is final, and all financial accounts are closed. You are no longer legally connected to Lauren Brooks in any way. Congratulations. You're free. Catherine. I read it 3 times. Free. No joint accounts, no shared property, no legal ties, just 2 people who used to be married and aren't anymore. I close the email and look around my office. Photos of family on my desk, a plant Jenna gave me, my senior compliance officer nameplate. This is my life now, built from honesty and evidence and the refusal to carry someone else's lies. It's not the life I planned, but it's mine. I pick up my phone and text Nina. We did it. We're officially free. She replies, Damn right we are. Drinks this weekend? Absolutely. I put my phone down and get back to work. Outside my window, the city moves on. Traffic hums. People walk to wherever they're going. The world doesn't care about my divorce or my betrayal or the months I spent collecting receipts and building a case. But I care. I survived. I told the truth. I rebuilt. And that's enough. September. First day of fall. I'm sitting on my back porch with coffee, watching leaves start to turn. My phone buzzes. Jenna. Lauren's wedding is next month, October 12th. She sent Mom an invitation. Is your mom going? No, none of us are, but I thought you should know. Thanks. I set the phone down. October 12th, 4 months after our divorce finalized. Lauren Brooks marrying someone who doesn't know she's capable of sustained, calculated deception. I almost feel bad for him. Then I remember, he'll find out eventually. Maybe in a year, maybe in 5, but he'll find out. Because people like Lauren don't change. They just find new people who don't know their patterns yet. My phone buzzes again. Nina. Coffee tomorrow? I'm moving to Philadelphia next month. Want to say goodbye properly? Absolutely. Same place? Same place. I smile. The case is closed, the evidence is filed, the liars are living with consequences, and I'm here. Still standing, still honest, still free. I finish my coffee and go inside. Tomorrow I'll see Nina. Next week I have a site audit in Michigan. Next month, who knows? But for the first time in a year, I'm not looking backward. I'm looking forward. And that's enough.